Hi, I'm Randy from Truck Bed Treasures. For 40 years, Cheryl and I have been digging through basements, attics, porterhouses, barns, anywhere where we could find and unearth treasures and put them back in the hands of the people that really appreciate what they are. So, if you're watching this video, please watch it to the end and subscribe. We go on a lot of adventures and misadventures, and we're inviting you to come with us on every one. Thanks. Enjoy the video. Randy from Truck Bed Treasures. It's Tuesday morning. We're changing our video hours from Monday, Wednesday, Friday to Tuesday, Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday. It's just kind of crazy in the summer. I'm just running crazy. So I have 6 things to show you that we picked up this weekend at some country sales. And the first 2 things, which would be one thing, I still have 5 more to show you, are these really old wall coffee grinders. These are getting harder and harder to find. Kind of rare to find with the covers on, and they both have covers, and they both have the cup holders on the bottom that are spring loaded, so you would actually put your cup in there, and they're usually like a clear glass, and pull this down and then put your coffee beans in the top and then grind the coffee, and it will come out through this slot into the cup. This one is missing the little bolt that holds the cup holder on, but you know, this is why these cup holders are so rare, because they do get lost. You know, the screws come out, these get put somewhere, and most of the time you find them looking like this. So to have them with both of these cup holders and both of these covers are rare. You know, there's a brand on this one, and it looks like the same brand on that one, which it is. So I'm pretty stoked about getting these. They're getting kind of hard to come by. And even if you're not going to use them, they're kind of neat to have in a rustic setting, or if you own a coffee shop, obviously, they're killer to have. This one's got some paper in it. Yeah, so kind of cool, I think. And I got them for a pretty reasonable price because they were dirty, and there was a country rummage sale. So the second thing, we went to a little town in Wisconsin called Tigerton. And Tigerton is a very small town that has an interesting past. There was a government standoff there, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 years ago, where the government came in and tried to take some land along the river, and there was an armed standoff. And it was kind of interesting history. So a lot of people don't like going to Tigerton because they think it's, you know, radicals and gun-toting people that are going to shoot anybody that comes in. We find the people really cool there, you know, no issues with them at all. So what did I buy in Tigerton was I bought this stump fiddle. And if you don't know what a stump fiddle is, it's actually a musical instrument. It's got some bells on it. It's got a wooden thing that you would, you know, move a drumstick up and down or tap it with a drumstick. It's got a bell that you would ding. And then they usually have like pie pans that you would bang with a stick. And you have old rusty springs that are mounted. You have a couple more bells down there. This is missing a couple bells, but they're actually full guard. And you have the tennis ball on the bottom. And I'm going to bang this on the ground and kind of show you, but I can hit it with the drumstick while I'm playing it, obviously. But this will give you an idea of some of the sound. So you would bang it, and it would bounce on the tennis ball, and you would then, as you're popping it up and down, you would hit that, hit the bell, bang the pan, you know, ding the bells, hit the springs. But yeah, it's a stump fiddle. And the only thing that doesn't look old and original, even though it looks very old, is this tennis ball. It would have had a really old rubber ball on the bottom, but that probably rotted away. But how cool of an item is this? And there's things trapped in the pan that rattle. I just love this. And if we still had our log home in the Ozarks in North Arkansas, this would be in the corner by the fireplace. You know, you just, I mean, I can't explain how cool of a find this was to find in central Wisconsin. It was a pretty cool find. So I'm pretty excited about the stump fiddle. Now you can kind of see it all in one. And any drumstick or any branch from a tree will do to run that. So stopped at another sale, and there was this case, and it was closed. And I opened it up, and the tabs didn't work. You know, the springs were gone on the tabs, so you actually have to lift them by hand. But it's a pretty old case, and when I open it up, I'm a sucker for saxophones. And this one is a silver plated. I mean, that's beautiful, isn't it? That silver plating is just beautiful. The only damage I could see on it was a little bit of a dip right there in the bell, and just a couple really small, maybe even one really small pea-sized hole. But there's the engraving on it. It's a Con, E.G. Con International, or Limited, one of the two, Incorporated, I'm sorry. So these silver plated ones are pretty awesome, and they're usually pretty old. And here's the serial number on it. You can see the patent date, which doesn't tell you how old it is. It just tells you when it was patented. I know because I have patents, and I've worked on a lot of patents. So the lady said she thought this was 1940s, and she gave me a price on it. And I knew, or at least thought, that it was a lot older than 1940s, you know, and there's the mouthpiece that goes with it. So when I got home, I looked up that serial number and found out that it's 1926. So I was pretty stoked about finding a 1926 silver-plated saxophone, because saxophones are just awesome. At a rummage sale in the country in Wisconsin. Then the final things that I bought was at kind of a nicer home, and the man did woodworking, and he took old floor lamps from the 1950s, and he made these out of them, and they're just drop dead gorgeous. These are 2 plant stands. Aren't they beautiful? So he took a floor lamp, and we've all seen these, right? And he would have cut them off here and ran a threaded stud up through there. And I'm assuming wired this steel plate right here onto the stud, and then took a round oak piece and probably dished it out a little bit so that the nut that he secured this all together with would be embedded in the wood, and then just screwed this on, 1, 2, 3, 4 screws onto the wood. And these things are beautiful. I mean, simply beautiful. They're real heavy. So I would assume that these things would sell online for about $250 to $300 a piece. They probably costed him 20 bucks to make. You know, you can pick up these old floor lamps like this. I mean, with this green jadeite, just stunning. You know, with this marbleized quartz or, wow. So anyway, these were the finds. Two extremely beautiful plant stands, which I'm thinking Cheryl and I will probably keep because we have a lot of plants. The saxophone, which goes without saying, is probably my favorite pick of the weekend. The stump fiddle, you just don't find them up in Wisconsin. People wouldn't even know what they are, unless you get into the Polish community maybe. And then the two coffee grinders, wall coffee grinders, that are probably over 100 years old each, with the original glass, the original tops, and the cup holding devices. So, I think it was a successful weekend. Beautiful things, unusual things. So, again, our new schedule, instead of Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, going to be Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday. Subscribe to us. Comment on anything you see here. Let us know what you think about it. You know, we find everything from depression glass to farm machinery. I'm actually looking at a few really old pickup trucks right now to possibly buy. So hang with us, and you'll go on some really cool adventures. And comment. We always answer all of our comments, and everything you see is for sale, except possibly these two plant stands. Probably won't be, but they could be. So subscribe, hang out with us. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for the time that you spent with me today, and see you next time around.